Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving deep today into something, well, fundamental that's changing for many businesses online, but we're really focusing on one specific industry, law firms.
Right.
We've got a single source for this deep dive. It's an article from Veridictas titled Google Search: Why Law Firms Must Adapt or Disappear.
That title, it definitely grabs your attention, doesn't it? Adapt or disappear.
Hmm.
It really sets the stage for, I think, the urgency the article is trying to convey.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to pull out the key insights from this piece. It makes a really powerful case that, the traditional ways law firms have approached digital marketing, they just aren't enough anymore.
Not cutting it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it lays out what the source believes they need to be doing, well, right now to navigate this really rapidly changing digital landscape.
Absolutely. The article really doesn't mince words at all. It paints this picture of a fundamental shift that could leave firms, the ones that don't evolve, completely invisible online.
Mhm.
And it stresses this isn't something coming down the road, it's already here.
And the core reason for that urgency, according to the source, it isn't just another little tweak to Google's algorithm. They call it a full-blown AI transformation of search itself. It's a complete paradigm shift, really.
Right, a transformation that goes way beyond just, scrolling through a list of blue links like we used to. The article highlights some key elements here. These AI-generated summaries right at the top.
The ones you see immediately.
Exactly, leading to what they call zero-click results, meaning you get your answer without ever clicking on a website link. And this new focus on something called answer engine optimization, AEO.
AEO, right.
Yeah.
And if we think about the traditional approach, the one many law firms still rely on, maybe they have a nice-looking website, they did some basic SEO a few years back, or perhaps they just run some Google ads. The source is pretty blunt.
Yeah,
That's simply falling behind now.
just not enough.
Not enough. Because the user experience, and frankly what Google rewards, has fundamentally changed.
And the most visible sign of that change, the article argues, is that AI summary. Think about it. When someone searches for something specific, like the example they use, best estate planning lawyer in Fairfax County, what do you often see first?
Yeah, it's not the list of links anymore.
No, it's not a list of ads or organic results usually. It's an AI-generated summary providing a direct answer or an overview right there.
And this is the new gatekeeper, as the article puts it. The crucial question it addresses is, where does that summary actually come from? It's not magic. The source explains it's pulled from, well, structured data, FAQs, schema markup, and authoritative content that actually lives on the websites themselves.
And here's the really stark consequence the article lays out. If your law firm site isn't built and structured to actively feed that AI engine with the information it needs in the format it needs,
Then what?
the source states you are invisible, period, full stop. And they emphasize this isn't theory, the shift is already here.
So what does Google's AI search prioritize then? If it wants to build these fast, confident answers, what kind of content is it actually hungry for? The article gets specific here.
It does. It lists things like content driven by frequently asked questions, so answering common client questions directly in plain language.
Makes sense.
Practice area landing pages for every single location a firm serves,
Yep.
not just the main office address,
All right.
using structured schema markup.
Right, and on that point, schema markup.
Hmm?
For anyone maybe less familiar, that's basically adding a layer of code kind of behind the scenes on your website. It tags different types of information like your address, phone number, the areas you serve, even those FAQs, essentially telling Google exactly what that information is. Makes it machine readable, which is perfect for an AI trying to understand and summarize your content quickly.
Exactly. It's like giving the AI a clear map of your website's most important information. The article also highlights needing quick, digestible summaries, optimized specifically for those zero-click results we mentioned.
So people get the gist without clicking.
Precisely. And content written in clear, natural language that provides locally relevant answers. The goal isn't just having the information, it's presenting it in a way the AI can easily digest and, trust to answer a user's query instantly.
And when the source looks at most law firm websites through this new AI lens, their assessment is pretty blunt. They argue many were simply built for 2015, not 2025.
Yeah, they really don't hold back on that point. They call them slow, vague, and this one really landed beautiful but useless.
Now,
Useless. Specifically in this context, because they aren't structured for this AI indexing, they don't directly answer those common client questions in plain English,
right.
and they often fail to target the specific towns, the counties, the hyper-local terms that Google's AI is increasingly favoring for these local searches.
So the real SEO gap, as the source defines it,
Mm.
it isn't about just cramming in more keywords like the old days.
Yeah.
It's about providing better answers. And crucially, delivering them in the right format for the right user at the exact moment they are searching. It's really a shift from just keyword optimization to optimizing for understanding and direct answers. It's more about information architecture built for AI consumption.
Okay, so the article then pivots. It describes an approach that they believe is built for this AI era, framing Veridictas' own method as an example of what's needed now.
Right. They describe their goal as building smart, AI-optimized ecosystems. That's the term they use. Ecosystems specifically engineered to feed Google's machine what it wants in this new search environment.
And how do they aim to actually do that? What are the tactics?
Well, the ones they list include those deeply localized landing pages we talked about for every single town and county served. Heavy use of schema markup and structured content. The foundational stuff.
Exactly. Using AI, interestingly, to enhance blog articles and FAQs to make them more answer-focused, conversion-optimized design that guides the user, from that AI summary or click-through, and really granular performance tracking, even down to the ZIP code level.
Their claim, essentially, is that by deeply understanding how legal clients search today and how Google's AI is interpreting and presenting information, they can implement strategies that put firms in the answer box, not just somewhere buried on page 2, which, let's face it, is rapidly becoming irrelevant for many searches.
Right. So the central message from this article comes through crystal clear. For law firms, this fundamental shift in Google search means digital strategy is no longer just about getting clicks or leads.
It's more fundamental.
The source frames it as being about sheer survival in an AI-driven search world.
And the consequence of not aligning your online presence with how modern search works, how Google is now summarizing information, the source issues a pretty strong warning.
Yeah.
You could become invisible online in as little as 18 months, and they add maybe sooner.
Yeah, that's not soon. But the article does leave you with a powerful, maybe provocative thought on the other side of that coin. If you do embrace this change, if you adapt your strategy and structure your content for this AI era, you position yourself to become, as the source puts it,
Go on.
the firm Google turns to when someone asks, "Who's the best lawyer near me?"
And that really leaves you